Alright, so I took UnixGuy's GRC Mastery course, and I'm here to tell you whether or not it was worth it. In today's video, I'll be sharing my full review of the entire course, whether or not I think it actually prepares you for an entry-level career in GRC, and how relevant the course material is for a real-world GRC role. And yes, I personally did go through this entire course and completed it with my certificate of completion. So first, let's go over the high-level details. The GRC Mastery course comes with 10 in-depth modules, as well as a bonus module on getting hired as a GRC professional. And one thing I really liked about GRC Mastery is how UnixGuy breaks down complex GRC topics into easy to understand, beginner-friendly modules. As you go through this course, you'll be following along with a company called Oscorp and essentially help them solve problems around their governance, risk, and compliance strategy. This is something I find is very different from other technical courses because the course is covered through video modules, text, knowledge check quizzes, as well as hands-on practical assessments where you're basically going to be taking exactly what you learned in that module to help provide them GRC solutions for security audits, the OWASP Top 10, identity access management, security awareness training, and many other GRC topics that are directly applicable to a GRC job. In fact, as I was going through this course, as someone who has personally had internal auditing experience at a big bank, as well as gone through SOC 2 and ISO 27001 audits with an external auditor in almost every module because the topics were covered along with real-world use cases, as well as sharing experience from UnixGuy's personal experience with 20+ years working in cybersecurity and GRC. Almost all the things that he mentioned in this course I've also seen or heard of before when I was working in GRC, so yes, this information is very applicable. And even better, the earlier that you learn it as a GRC professional. This course basically takes 20+ years of experience and delivers it in an easy to digest way. Plus, not to mention, when you complete the GRC Mastery course, you also get a certificate that you can share on LinkedIn as well as on your resume. And not to mention, as part of the Capstone Project, you'll be building out your own cybersecurity program from scratch using the NIST framework, which is awesome hands-on experience that you can add directly onto your resume. From my experience completing GRC Mastery, this course is 100% worth it, and you get what you pay for. Even if you're coming in as a complete beginner, you'll finish the course with a thorough understanding of GRC. And I also recommend applying to entry-level GRC jobs right after completing GRC Mastery, because that's how much I believe this course really does cover the foundational skills that you'll need to become an entry-level GRC professional. What's most relevant about this course and what differentiates it from other GRC courses out there is the fact that he's speaking directly from his professional experience working in the GRC sector and giving you advice based on that experience. For lots of cybersecurity candidates, I find that they often have the skill set and the knowledge, but not necessarily the experience to learn from. And that's exactly what the GRC Mastery course provides. Alright, so with that, let's review the actual modules, the meat and bones of the course itself. Starting with Module 1, Introduction to GRC. If you guys have watched any of UnixGuy's YouTube videos, you know that all his videos are no fluff, no BS, and straight to the point. That is why these videos are so concise, and even in a 4-minute introduction to GRC video, he'll go over what GRC is, what each individual concept means to a business, the hands-on applications of these concepts, speak from his personal experience working in the industry, as well as even advice on what to look out for and what not to do as a cybersecurity professional, potentially going through your first audit. Now, these are things that you won't see with a typical GRC course. I think the Introduction to GRC module was a great way to introduce the core concepts, as well as give you an understanding of why GRC is so important in cybersecurity as more AI and tech advances come alive in the next few years. In Module 2, we'll cover cybersecurity risk management. This module includes why risk management is so important, especially for growing organizations, how to identify cybersecurity threats, how to conduct risk assessments, what are risk registers, cybersecurity frameworks, the CIA triad, OWASP Top 10, privacy impact statements, and many other concepts. So essentially, you're jumping right in after Module 1 because Module 2 already goes into so many different topics in GRC, and that is why I highly recommend, if you're going through GRC Mastery, that you watch each of the videos at least 2 to 3 times, because while the videos are short and straightforward, which also makes them easy to understand, it can also be easy for you to miss certain concepts if you're not familiar with certain terminology or concepts. And at the end of this module, you'll complete a knowledge check and your first hands-on practical assessment. These are highly interactive and a great way to actually start thinking from a GRC professional's perspective. So as I mentioned earlier in this video, you'll be following along Oscorp, which is a fictitious company that needs your help on implementing certain GRC concepts. The point of these practical assessments is to give you the hands-on experience, so not only are you learning all these fresh new concepts, but you're also directly applying them right away to be able to solidify what you've learned, which is 100% going to help you when you start going into your GRC interviews, because they may very well be asking you very similar questions compared to these practical assessments. All right, module number 3 is cybersecurity audits. This was personally my favorite module, even as someone who came from a technical background, because I've had experience undergoing audits, especially the ISO 27001 audit that companies go through to get that certification. So it is no joke. And this module covers exactly what is auditing and why are so many companies undergoing so many audits per year, the 3 lines of defense model, how cybersecurity audits happen in the real world, as well as sharing his personal experience with the problems of undergoing audits, aka the reality of working in auditing. Personally, to me, I find audits as basically finding the skeletons in a company's closet. I find that audits really help bring things to the surface that the company should have probably fixed or resolved or at least known about, and that is why audits are so powerful, because they uncover the flaws, the gaps in controls, the various little things that may fall through the cracks on a day-to-day basis running a cybersecurity program in companies large and small. And of course, the auditing process isn't perfect either, and that's where I find it very valuable to have UnixGuy actually go through and tell you some of the flaws in auditing that also comes with their 20 years of experience. All right, module number 4 is on asset management. While this topic may not seem very fun or exciting, this is something that I've personally seen given companies a lot of headache around how IT assets, digital assets are stored, how they're identified, whether or not they're classified consistently, the different types of assets, and why, even though it sounds so simple, most organizations don't get asset management right. And as you go through more of these modules, you'll start to see a pattern of UnixGuy introducing the topic to help you understand what it is and why it's important, but then he also takes the extra step to give some color and background around any flaws it may have and how it actually works in reality. Hence, this submodule called Why Organizations Fail at Asset Management. Module number 5 is on IAM, or Identity and Access Management. So by now you've made it through almost half of the entire course. The course is meant to be completed within about a month, but can be completed faster depending on how you learn and absorb information, as well as how long it may take you to complete the practice assessments and knowledge checks. But again, I would highly recommend going through this course more than once so that you can fully understand the information. This module was pretty straightforward, covering authentication, authorization, MFA, Active Directory, privileged access management, as well as how passwords are managed in the real world. Module 6 covers security education and awareness, including topics like phishing, social engineering, and how the human aspect of security awareness training is so important when it comes to educational training programs, especially in cybersecurity. The practice assessment in this module was actually my favorite because it also touches on vendor procurement and third-party risk, which is something that not everyone thinks about when they think about GRC. Module 7 covers data security and data loss protection. This includes data classification, data labeling, how to actually protect data in motion and data at rest, how encryption actually happens in real-world applications, the use and practical limitations of DLP, and then finally, of course, a knowledge check and your practical assessment. So as we complete Module 7, you'll see that this course is very holistic and also covers technical topics that can also help someone on the blue team or the red team to get familiar with cybersecurity foundations, even while the material itself is focused from a GRC perspective. I personally think if you're a security analyst watching this video and you've also been curious about GRC, this course is awesome at helping you connect the dots with concepts that you may know to help give you a better understanding of governance, risk, and compliance. In Module 8, we'll cover cybersecurity detection and incident response. This module also includes an introduction to SIEMs, or security information and event management tools, managed security service providers, or MSSPs, as well as the potential downsides of using one, the incident response process, the MITRE attack framework, cybersecurity drills and simulations, as well as the importance of external service providers in your incident response plan. In module number 9, we'll cover third-party risk management. This module is awesome at covering the entire supplier, vendor, and third-party procurement process that every company goes through, including discovery, supplier classification, the actual assessment process, and assessment questionnaires, which personally, working at a small company with a cybersecurity team of less than 10 people, I have gone through many of these. This was once a huge part of my job, especially working at a growing company with many supplier assessment questionnaires, audit reports, and policies that I've gone through. All right, Module 10 in GRC Mastery covers penetration testing and vulnerability management, including the different types of pen tests, what is vulnerability management, as well as common problems in pen testing, as well as vulnerability management. And finally, the moment we've been waiting for, after completing all 10 modules, you'll get to work on your Capstone project, where you get to build out your own cybersecurity program using the NIST framework. This was personally one of my favorite parts of the entire course because I actually got to work hands-on creating a cybersecurity program. This is actually one of the things that I most look forward to in my last role as a cybersecurity analyst, and another reason why I was interested in working for a smaller company so that I could get more experience and be able to actually contribute my thoughts and ideas into the growth of our security program. As part of the Capstone Project module, you'll be covering the NIST framework in depth, which includes the 5 core pillars to identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. This module will also cover common mistakes with the NIST framework. And now, after completing your Capstone project, you have a bonus module that covers how to get hired as a GRC GRC professional. This covers resumes, LinkedIn, CVs, and cover letters, so you'll have everything that you need to make sure that everything is optimized to get you hired into GRC. So after reviewing and completing this entire course, would I recommend this course to beginners who want to get into GRC? The quick answer is yes. This is one of the most well-rounded courses I've seen out there, especially in the GRC space, where there really isn't that much in-depth training that also shares the work experience of someone who's already worked in the GRC industry for 20 plus years. It's also great for beginners, and you don't need any prior experience, whether technical or non-technical, in cybersecurity to fully take advantage of the learnings in this course. Personally, if I was completely entry level and using this course to find a job, I would follow all the steps in the bonus module on getting hired as a GRC professional, and then review 3 to 5 GRC analyst or compliance analyst job listings, look at the exact skills that are listed on those job listings, and find ways to incorporate them into projects, whether it be incorporating it into the cybersecurity program that I've created within the GRC mastery course or in another GRC project, and getting those keywords and skills onto my resume so that recruiters are more likely to get back to me to get through into the interviewing stage. And once you're at the interviewing stage, I would re-review this course again to help remember all the concepts that I've gone through, and specifically use this course to help prepare me for my GRC interviews. If you're someone who is interested in starting a career in GRC, go to grcmastery.com and you can learn more about the GRC Mastery course using a link in my description or directly on the screen.